Welcome to the Big Match Revisited, a chance to look back at the way football was televised more than 4 decades ago. This edition was shown in November 1976. Settle down for some football nostalgia with host and commentator Brian Moore.
And welcome again to the Big Match. Well, the two fellas you saw there at the end of the opening, Rodney Marsh and George Best, feature again in our main match today. It's a game, I think, that'll be noted for its weirdness as much as its goals as we bring you Fulham against Notts County from the second division. And from that game, our guest today in the studio is Bobby Campbell, the Fulham coach. We're going to support that game with two from the first division, Ipswich Town against Leeds United, and a really marvellous one as Leicester City face Manchester United. Don't miss that. A quick look at your letters, something to satisfy Scottish fans. But first we move off to Craven Cottage for the match between Fulham and Notts County. Fulham going through a rough spell at the moment, 1 win in the last 8. And this is their team for the game today. Mellor in goal, a back four of James, Howe, Moore and Strong, Slough, Bullivant and Evanson in midfield, Marsh, Mitchell and Best up front, and their substitute is Greenaway. In amongst the big names, don't forget Alan Slough, just as valuable, a skipper who gets through so much work for Fulham. As for Notts County, this is their team. McManus in goal, a back four of Richards, Needham, Mann and O'Brien, a middle four of Carter, Probert, Busby and Scanlon, up front Vinter and Brad, and their substitute is a young apprentice named Mayer. New man out there is their midfield player Martin Busby, formerly with Queen's Park Rangers. And the referee today is Michael Taylor from Walmer in Kent, and the crowd is just over 12,000.
So Notts County get us away, attacking the goal to our left. They are in yellow shirts and blue shorts and yellow stockings, as opposed to Fulham's white shorts, white shirts, black shorts and white stockings. And for those of you watching in black and white, we can only apologise to you for the colour clash. Fulham have that fairly distinctive stripe down their shorts. And certainly the Fulham shorts are that much darker. There's George Best. His shot is charged down, and here's the number 11, Ian Scanlon now for Notts County. The long ball here towards McVinter. Tyrone James couldn't hold him off. Vinter with a shot, a goal! In a matter of 48 seconds, Notts County have shaken Fulham to the core with a goal by McVinter. He took it well, it swerved, and it beat Mellor. Fulham 0, Notts County 1. And a very, very good goal indeed to start the afternoon. Busby, well, we had 2 in the first 3 minutes at Millwall last week. We've got the same explosive start here at Craven Cottage this week. Here's Alan Slough, Marsh, Tyrone James, who was just unable to hold off that Notts County challenge. The young lad we saw make his first appearance at Luton last season. So O'Brien playing it back to his goalkeeper Eric McManus. And this is Pedro Richards. Carter, Richards. Brad after that, Ernie Howe with him. Well, that's a shock for the Fulham coach, Bobby Campbell. It's not the man, playing it here to the number 3, Ray O'Brien. Appeared there somewhere. Slough, Best. Slough again. Nicely guided header that time to John Mitchell. Slough once more. And a Fulham throw. Slough again. A good cross that time. Richards with the header getting it away, but only as far as Mitchell. Well, we have another go, and again only as far as Mitchell. Oh, and a good save by McManus. Well, they made life hard for themselves in that Notts County defence. That's twice that Pedro Richards could have got it away. The second time it fell again to John Mitchell. Left foot shot curling, but a good save by Eric McManus. So Ernie Howe up again as George Best takes another corner for Fulham. Hit low this time. Vinter almost getting his side in trouble, recovering before Marsh could get in. Scandal. Thought about a pass back and thought better of it. And in fact found a nice little pass here now for the number 7, Steve Carter. Travel a long way and never see a better goal than that, because the man ran virtually the length of the field after that ball was played out to him. He must have run all of 40 to 50 yards, and when Fulham were looking for him to pass because there were other men up, he lashed it into the back of the net. 2-0, and that's with only 10 minutes gone.
Thank you.
So Steve Carter adding the second goal, and now Fulham with a lot of work to do. Evanson with a long shot, and my goodness, he's hit the crossbar. And that would have equalled that one by Carter. Hit with tremendous power. Right against that crossbar with McManus being. Mitchell. Slough. Mitchell, Rodney Marsh, Best, good shot, well, all the time he can pull out little bits of magic like that. A lovely turn by Best, a yard of space and a shot that was a foot wide. Strong. Slough. Played for Bullivant. James, but played first time straight to Scanlon. Best winning it well. Marsh. Slough. Cut out by Probert. And cleared by it. Moore. This is Brad, and they've got 2 up. Brad is up there, Vinter's up there. Is this goal number 3? It is! Referee looking around, but the linesman has kept his flag down. And the error, really by Bobby Moore in the middle of the field. Losing possession, Brad pouncing on it, finding Vinter up with him. The pass was a perfect one, and Vinter's finishing was as cool as it had been in the first 48 seconds of the game. So, with half an hour gone, Notts County leading 3-0. And a lone Notts County voice in the stand beneath me saying, we want 4. Well, here's the number 4 for Fulham, Alan Slough. That was cut out by Needham and could so easily have been put anywhere. As it was put to safety. Evans. Well, that's going to be a corner off Arthur Mann. Every little helps now in this present Fulham situation. Unbelievably, these 3 goals down in the first half hour of the game. Rodney Marsh is going to take it. Ernie Howe's come up again. Number 5. Too high for Best. They're strong, playing it wide, a sensible thing to do again to Rodney Marsh. Best waiting for a little bit of support. waiting for a pass rather, and Marsh getting it to him in the most unorthodox way, but Best fighting to get it back again, and now finding Evanson. Goes in again there towards Alan Slough, just over the crossbar again, and a goal would have been so valuable for them. A nice floating cross once more. Alan Slough pushing himself forward all the time, just too high. There's a man with a load on his mind. Anyhow, a free kick given there to Notts County. Maybe a push by the big defender. Busby, O'Brien, Scanlon. O'Brien's throw. Here's Martin Busby. Free kick. Foul by Terry Bullivant. Martin Busby with it, hit towards the near post. Rather unfair challenge there on Peter Mellor by big David Needham. And Peter Mellor in a spot of ball. As though Peter Mellor is, well, if not fit to go on, is prepared to go on. It's his birthday today, and it's hardly been a celebration day with those 3 goals past him and now this injury. Mitchell. Bullivant for Mitchell again. Held off well there. James. Strong. Obstruction there. Ran straight at Ray O'Brien there and whacked him on the face. Really, if they could squeeze something now in the last seconds of this first half, there could be a bit of hope for them. Ernie Howe's right in there. Rodney Marsh is right in there. Howe couldn't quite get the shot in. And it's a corner. Referee looking hard at his watch, but there must be plenty of injury time. Marsh wants to take it quickly. Evanson crossing it in again towards Alan Slough. Got up well. Ernie Howe right in there. A flick back over his head, but straight to Eric McManus. So the whistle coming now for half-time from referee Taylor, and a very good first half for Notts County. Bobby Campbell with a lot of talking to do in the next 10 minutes or so. With the goals coming after 48 seconds by Vinter, then one by Carter, and then another by Vinter. 3 goals in the first 30 minutes of the game, with Fulham being punished for every error they made, even though they had overall more of the game. So a half-time score at Craven Cottage after a remarkable first half that reads Fulham 0, Notts County 3, and we'll be back for the second half. Well, welcome back to Craven Cottage, where Peter Mellor, hobbling off from that injury just before half-time, moving just a little easier now. His right knee very heavily strapped there, as you can probably see. Fulham now with a big job to do. 3 goals down. In fact, Notts County's last win here at Craven Cottage is away back in 1933, almost 44 years ago. But they're 3-0 up at the moment. Very nicely placed indeed. Thank you very much. And here's Martin Busby. Played for Scanlon. Fulham beaten only once at home this season. Bobby Moore getting that away. Busby getting in there. Busby, and there's number 4. Well, within 30 seconds at the start of the second half, Martin Busby makes it 4-0. Again, a mistake by Bobby Moore. And Busby pounced on that one And although Mellor got his hands to it, he could only hit it into the roof of the net. And that's goal number 4 on this astonishing afternoon at Craven Cottage. Scorer Martin Busby. And now turning it back. Oh, and Marsh almost got it there. Well, I think even with the virtuosity of players like Best and Marsh, even with the surprising things that can happen at Craven Cottage, a 4-0 deficit is even beyond Fulham on this particular afternoon. Strong take the throw for Fulham. Bobby Moore. And Needham. Well, they got a corner out of it. With the corner then for Fulham. Hit much deeper this time towards Ernie Howe. John Mitchell right in there, but Bullivant turning it back. Defending well though at the moment, Notts County. Strong. Mitchell. Slough. Ernie Howe right in there. Here's Vinter. Amazing the way they started both halves. Vinter, the man on the ball at the moment, scoring after 48 seconds of the first half, and Martin Busby 30 seconds of the second half. So certainly any talking that Bobby Campbell did to the Fulham team at half-time, try and put things right, was ruined before even Bobby Campbell got back to his seat. Here's Probert. A deep cross to Brad on the far side. Look how much space Brad had got there as well. Scanlon. And this is another one. No, it's not. Vinter missed a chance that he'll be annoyed with himself because a hat-trick was on for him there. But remarkable how much space there was on the far side for Brad in the first place. And when he turned it back, it eventually arrived for Vinter. And he missed what really was a relatively easy chance. Slough with the throw for Fulham to Bobby Moore. George Best. Well, through his legs. Finding Emerson. Oh, he deliberated far too long. Carter. Nicely struck pass there for Richards, and a good piece of running by this young fullback. That's a long, long cross there. Mellor should grab it. Well, what was he doing? Well, that was an incredible goal. An incredible goalkeeping mistake, really, and Les Brad, I suppose, will take the credit for it. Well, Richards went round to the byline, put the ball over, and I would have thought Mellor could easily have caught that ball. For some reason, he decided not to, and his arms were flailing, and the ball came down. Brad was waiting there, and I think it must have been Brad who it hit last to go into the net. This young Brian Greenaway, the substitute, waiting to warm up, or warming up and waiting to come on. And the goalkeeping jersey has gone, I think, to John Mitchell there. And look at that for a scoreline. Fulham 0, Notts County 5. And still a half an hour to go. And with a substitute goalkeeper now, John Mitchell. And here's George Best. Well, I don't know when John Mitchell last played in goal. From comes up there quickly to coach Bobby Campbell. Howe up, strong. It was a good example a moment ago of the professionalism of Bobby Moore, suspecting that everybody around him, and not without good reason, 5-0 down, their heads were right down and they looked a rabble, they were disintegrating rapidly. Bobby Moore trying to stir them up with a bit of action himself. Marsh with the touch for Best. Flicked on again for Marsh, he couldn't quite get to it, but he'll probably have a chance to turn it back. Well, he's lost it now to Scanlon. This is a terrible performance by Rodney Marsh. Just wonder whether he is fully fit or not, because he's missed 1 or 2 games through injury, and he came back for the home game against Carlisle on Tuesday when they won 2-0. I just wonder whether he is fully fit. Here he is again. But the cross not likely to reach Slough, and he might get another chance. That's a point. Best going in for that one. Oh, it might come for Slough. And that's a goal for Fulham. Well, there are 20 minutes left. And that won't be enough. But at least that makes just that little bit more respectable as that ball came in from the corner. And it found its way along the ground to Alan Slough, who whacked it hard into the back of that Notts County net. Fulham 1, Notts County 5. Skipper set the example. Well, it's woken up a few people in Craven Cottage as well. Anyhow, Slough, Bullivant, Moore, Best turning it on for Marsh. Really the first time the crowd have had something to shout about, and it might come yet for them. No. Little Eric Probert there for Notts County. But he's raised their spirits a little bit. Tyrone James now. Evanson. And a free kick given against Notts County. Notts County right, 8 yards outside their penalty area. Marsh with a header. Oh, that was a bad miss. Oh, the linesman, I think, on the far side had given offside. Floated in that free kick from George Best. Oh, in fact, he wasn't offside. And Marsh's header off the target. Here's Moore again. And a good throw by Bobby Moore, releasing Rodney Marsh. Just wide. The makings of a very good goal out of nothing there when Moore took that quick throw into the path of Marsh. Offside. Free kick to Fulham. Bobby Moore with it. And another free kick to Fulham. It's all academic now. Notts County 5-1 ahead. Funny old side away from home they are. They lost 1-5 at Bristol Rovers. They lost 1-6 at Blackburn. And here they are, having won 3 away already, winning this one by a street. A real Jekyll and Hyde team away from home. Fulham, who began a bit of a rally after a long spell without a great deal of success, with a draw last week at Plymouth, a home win on Tuesday against Carlisle. We're hoping to consolidate on that. But have found that it's just not been possible. From the word go, things were always going against them in this game against Notts County. With a goal after 48 seconds. Here's James. They'll come for Best. Hit well, but just over. Well, it was a chance that had to be taken quickly there by George Best, and he did precisely that. It's just over the top with it. The referee, in fact, has checked with both linesmen. Time is up with them, and I think it could well be that Manus will just have time to take this kick. Was headed. And there goes the final whistle. Bobby Campbell, I would think, greatly distressed by that Fulham performance. Beaten 5-1, looking up briefly, presumably towards Alex Stockman, the ball up in the director's box. A final scoreline then at Craven Cottage that reads Fulham 1, Notts County 5.
Here with us, a man prepared to face the unpleasant music today, is the Fulham coach Bobby Campbell. In fact, the day started with a board meeting which spoke of unity after it, and indeed Sir Eric Miller made it absolutely clear that whatever happened off the field, it wouldn't have reflected what happened on the field. But things did go wrong on the field for you, Bob.
Yes, 1 or 2 things went wrong on the field. I mean, we lost 5-1, so something's gone wrong for sure.
But you didn't look 5-1 losers. I'm just wondering how you put that right now.
Well, we didn't look 5-1 losers, and we weren't 5-1 losers. We put it right by the morale of the club. The boys are terrific lads, and if they play bad, I'm the first to tell them they've played bad.
And did you tell them that?
No, I didn't. I said, I mean, if we see when you see the television, you can see the goals. I mean, the first goal was even Pat Jennings couldn't stop that one. It was it swerved, what, 6 foot in the last 3 or 4 yards. The second goal, well, what we've been done, we've been punished for playing cavalier stuff, I call it. We all want to go forward and score goals. We've got the name of being entertainers. We do entertain a bit too much at times, and that's a strange thing to say. When you get down to the business, we're in it to win. And if we can win and win well and entertain, that's even better.
This is how you get punished when you're attacking just outside the Notts County penalty area. Tell us what happens now. This is Scanlon, isn't it?
This is the boy. We've been on an attack and we've let ourselves a bit spread now. Everybody's back, and that's Scanlon with the ball. He takes the ball on the inside, and it bubbles up as he hits it, and he cuts the legs from underneath it, and he puts the spin on it. I don't think he meant it, mind you. And then there you are. That's the first one. That was, I would think, it would practically unstoppable shot, that.
Back in the Notts County penalty area again, from a corner this time.
Yeah, see, we've pushed forward, and John Evanson's knocked it across, and it's gone to one of their players. And what the problem is here, we've allowed him to run, you see. He's got the ball there. There's a boy on the wide. Now Strongey's gone back, covering the wide man and the middle one. Now Bobby Moore comes across. Now what is he there? 30, 25 yards out. He's hit that ball, and it's fluing. I wish that was one of ours.
Yeah, it's a marvellous goal.
Oh, yes, it's a great goal. Great goal. You see, we've pushed on, and we've left ourselves a bit bare at the back. Notts County, they're playing like the Italians.
You talk about playing cavalier stuff and maybe entertaining too much. I'm sorry to hear you say that, but...
Well, you see, you should be sorry to hear it too, because as the media, the television and the press, we try to entertain, but we must win. I mean, if we'd have been...
you can't do both.
You can. You can, as long as the public, and I count you and the press, are educated along those lines. You know, the pressure is on winning. I mean, there's an incident occurred in the game. We've lost a goal, and one of the best players in this country, because we've lost a goal, he gets a bit of barracking from the crowd, and that's not on.
That's Bobby Moore? Yes. Let's talk about that, because that I don't know, it saddened and it sickened me as much as anything yesterday to hear a great player like Bobby Moore being barracked.
Well, I was too. I mean, but this year, and I can only speak as I find, Bobby Moore has played as well as he has ever done in his career. If Bobby Moore was 25 instead of 30, you know, people would be saying, why isn't he playing for England? And, you know, I'm living with the boy from day in and day out, and he's playing for Fulham Football Club, and he's played some magnificent games for us.
Let's look at those two errors, because unfortunately for Bobby, they both led to Notts County goals, didn't they?
Well, he's in that position, you see, like a goalkeeper. They make a mistake and it's punished severely. I mean, this is very unusual. He miscontrols the ball. See, he's going backwards, and the momentum of his body took him back. And there's a fight for the ball there, and he's just come off second best. Then we go 2 against 2, and the boy on the wide makes a good run. There's a good ball into him, and it slipped past Peter into the net. And then
right at the start of the second half, this was the 4th goal coming up.
Yeah, another one. It just gets away from Bobby. It's a good cross, a good hard cross. He chests it down, Bobby, and it goes a bit away from him. He goes after it, and Martin Busby comes on, pushes it past him, and hits a hell of a goal. He smacks it straight through, and Peters only palms it up into the roof of the net.
But I thought Bobby shamed his critics, in fact, by coming back. If anything, he didn't want to hide. He came back and worked harder, probably, than anybody.
Well, that shows a man. That shows the character of the man. He's been booed by a certain section of the crowd, and he's shut their mouths by playing and not hiding, and he gets on it and gets the job. He's a pro.
Here he is going in there.
He's trying to do something about it. We're 4 down, and he's
Here he is coming in again.
Yes.
Bobby Moore stays in the Fulham team, does he, Bob?
Oh, of course he does. Of course he does. There's a few other managers who'd like to have him as well.
But people are also saying the honeymoon with Rodney and George is over.
Well, I can't see it. I don't think it is. These two boys, they want to play. They're training. They're only human beings. What do they expect of them? I mean, when they first came, people thought it was a novelty act. They came along to watch us play. 25,000 people. And wherever we go in the country, we put from 7,000 to 10,000 people on the gate.
But you're down to 12,000 now, and 9,000 last year.
That's because we're not winning.
What about Peter Mellor? Injured?
Well, yes, he's damaged the ligaments in the outside of his knee.
And new players, I suppose Fulham fans are saying, well, we need 1 or 2 new ones.
And quite rightly so. I mean, we haven't bought a player. The only 2 players we've bought are these 2 players at the beginning of the season. We haven't bought a player since Morrow and Mullery. And we've lost Mullers, which is unfortunate. And we've got to replace these people. And players are not easy to get. I mean, there's other managers in the country, they're looking around for players. I mean, West Ham have got plenty of money, they can't get the player they want. So it's not as easy as it sounds.
And you've got the money available?
Yes, there's money available.
Yeah.
Not too much, mind you.
Hope you can use it well, Bob, and thanks very much indeed for coming in and facing it today.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Well, our second match takes us up to the First Division, where Ipswich Town, lying second, have got eyes on that title, though Liverpool, I fancy, are going to take plenty of shifting. Yesterday, Ipswich were at home to Leeds United, where the pictures come from Anglia Television. The commentator's Jerry Harrison, Ipswich in the dark shirts.
There's Mills. Wymark, in goes Cherry. That's straight to Gray. To brother Eddie. Here comes Talbot. And there's Mills. And it comes straight to Jordan. Bad pass though by Jordan when the opening was there. And Eddie Gray was moving into an attacking position. Woods against Hampton. Mariners down the line here. Away by Frank Gray. Talbot time. In comes Lorimer. Wymark going to chase this. There's beautiful header. Now Osborne with a good chance. Brilliant save. Well, that was beautifully worked. The deep, long ball forward for Mariner. Good ability, off balance to knock it down. Touch back to Osborne. The goal seemed to be open for him, but the goalkeeper did very well to get down fast to his right. Here comes Hampton going by him. There he is. Curry now. So 2 players to go for. Frank Gray. Hampton's gone into the middle. Up goes Hankin, beaten by Hunter. Walk does well there. And Leeds pushing a lot more players forward. Here's Reaney to Gray, with the Jordan the Farman and Hankin in there too. Reaney to Lorimer, good shot. Oh, it should have gone in. They were so lucky, and he was dreadfully unlucky. Well, give the credit, I suppose, then to Cooper. He did get a hand to it, but it almost beat him. Curry's still on the left-hand side, coming in a bit now. Up goes Jordan. Seemed to be a push there by Hunter. There was, and that wasn't very far outside the area. And Lorimer wanted to take it quickly. George Burley stops him, and Talbot particularly. But we've seen 2 or 3 times the danger from Lorimer's right foot. With Gray again getting involved in the wall. Every Ipswich player back, including Woods, who's coming to stop the ball hit square to Cherry. Well, Frank Gray, number 6, can hit them too. He's on the right of Peter Lorimer. So Lorimer goes. Still leads. Gray with his brother Frank just behind him. And that's the header. McQueen. Gordon McQueen with an Ipswich player flat out from the original shot by Peter Lorimer. Osborne, the man who's down for the count, but so are Ipswich themselves from a header from this guy. Well, the damage originally done by the direct free kick from Peter Lorimer. That knocked out Roger Osborne. It was collected by Eddie Gray. He was able to turn and chip it into the middle, and there's the big fella to knock it past Cooper. Beattie trying to get in front of Hankin. Jordan to Gray. Curry's gone up into the middle. Here comes Woods. Beautiful play for Walk. Talbot going for this, so's Mariner. That's good stuff. Osborne beginning to buzz a bit now. With a quarter of an hour left. Trailing by 1 goal. But Leeds, of course, by now have already brought 10 players back. Wymark. Talbot. Well, extraordinary business of the clean shots they've had. None have gone in. And that one wasn't cleanly hit, an awkward one, but in it goes. The cross from the right. Wymark got it up into the air, an awkward bouncing ball, the swinging right foot of Brian Talbot, and she bounces in.
And it finished 1-1. Well, just a quick look at your letters today, and no longer, of course, can we ignore the many requests we get from exiled Scots, whether they're in London, all along the south coast, it seems, away in Australia, or indeed like Ian Morrison from the Chartered Bank in Devore Road, Central, I hope I have said that properly, in Hong Kong, who's an Aberdeen supporter and naturally asks if we can show goal snippets from the recent Scottish League Cup final between Aberdeen and Celtic at Hampden Park. Well, we can, with Aberdeen in the dark shirts. But it begins with a penalty for Celtic.
Kenny Dalglish against Bobby Campbell. Miller going forward. That's him now. 2 men on the right. This is Kennedy. Graham on the far side. This is him now. Sullivan coming across. Graham turns it straight across goal. Harper out in front. Jarvis scores. Williamson going forward. Graham putting a lot of work into it. Scott's onside. Graham. Robb. It's in the net. Robb scores. David Robb scores for Aberdeen.
Now let's move on to our third match and stand by for a great game as Leicester City face Manchester United, a team that's been sliding a bit in recent weeks but now has the new signing of Jimmy Greenough from Stoke, playing in the same team as his brother Brian. So how do United stand now? Judge for yourself as we bring you the action from the ATV cameras. Commentator Hugh Johns with Manchester United in the all-dark strip.
Hit it too hard, much too hard. Still it's on for Alveston to drive in. And Kemba stumbles and brings it away, and a break is on now for Leicester because United rushed men up in support of that last attack. It's Weller now. Whitworth going outside on his right. Steve Whitworth drove it well. Just wide. There were 2 boots that could have had that one. Worthington might have got there. Garland certainly might have got there. It was a great run out from Weller. Whitworth to drive. Never having scored a goal in his life, hit it low, Garland only needed to make contact, and that would have been one. Brian Greenough. A lot of responsibility on him this afternoon, though he's only 24. He's the old man of the back line, apart from Stepney, of course. Three fellows that Greenough plays with are all 19 years old. Worthington down for Weller. Weller attacking Albiston. Now McElroy. Did well, did very well. Here's Garland. Yes! Yes, sir! Oh, he measured that one to an inch. Superb goal by Chris Garland, which breaks a non-scoring run stretching back some 8 games. 1-0 Leicester. 8 minutes of the game gone. Garland starting it, feeding the ball to Weller. Took on Albiston, did him. Took on McElroy. A measured cross, far post. Garland measured his header and beat Stepney all ends up. Jimmy Greenough. Turned against Wallet, fed it well for Copper. No way he's going to get past Rofe on the outside. Rofe enjoying this. There's a good grin on his face in these little personal battle he's having with an excellent winger. Pearson. Coppell again. Oh, he did him this time. It's more like it, but the cross ball lacked the finesse that the move started with. There's Albiston now. McElroy. A little bit of space. He ran back into trouble. Did well. Oh! Oh, that really had a few hearts in, a few mouths then. That drive from McElroy across the face of the goals. Warrington got a hand and Sims came so close then, or it looked from here, so close to banging the ball in his own net. Pearson. Goal kick. To the utter surprise of S. Pearson. Good jump again. Oh, missed kick. Worthington. Alderson, good ball. Garland. The way closing up a bit. There's a gap now. Oh, good tackling back by Brian Greenough. Chip in. Worthington. I don't know who he hit then. And Samuels to blast it. Oh. What a drive that was from Samuels. But the most important tackle made in that goal mouth then was the one that Brian Greenough made, coming back to stop the first Leicester attack. And the drive from Samuels looked as though Stepney got a touch, but in fact it flew wide for a goal kick. Steve Sims then to whack this. Garland got a touch. Earl. Worthington, yes! Oh! Goal again, Worthington almost had himself another one then. That was beautifully done. Ball knocked down to him, a first-timer. Beat Stepney, knew he got no chance, and it comes back off the corner post. And now Coppell. Attacking for United. Daly. McElroy. Nicol. Bad place to lose the ball, but the referee says that Alderson handled it. He reckoned it came off his thigh. Free kick. Nicol takes it. Pearson flicks it on. Weller the header out. Garland is robbed by Patterson. Samuels quickly reaching for Worthington. He's got the better then of Worthington, of Greenough. Worthington half Greenough. Little chip and look for Earl. Well, that's the second time at least that Steve Earl has had balls knocked into his head. Balls that he normally punishes with much more accuracy. First time Worthington had a bit of luck against Brian Greenough. Good cross. Steve Earle, time to pick his spot, picked it badly. Jimmy Nicholl left free. Jimmy Greenough. Nicholl again. Look for his cross ball. Weller whacks it out. As far as Rofe, little toe poke up to Worthington. It is indeed a United ball. And Brian Greenough sets United in motion again. He's going to try one. Drove it into Samuels. Here goes Coppell. That looked like handball. It's given. It's a penalty. The shot charged down. It breaks loose the right side. Coppell was on the run. And Dennis Rope is the man who is adjudged to have handled it. And Rope is livid. Captain of Leicester. Played a super game so far. Jerry Daly. 2 penalties in his 6 goals this season. Is now looking for the equaliser. Rope can still not believe it. Just a question of whether he thought the ball played his hand or whether he played the ball. But the referee is adamant. It's a penalty. Jerry Daly wants to take it. Asking Mr. Weller, would he mind standing out of the way? Here goes Daly. Just, only just. But it's good enough. It's 1-1. And who will say that Manchester United are not worthy of that goal? They're deserving of the goal at least. For the activity certainly that they put into this second half. They're worth 1-1. Possibly a bit ashamed that it had to come from the penalty spot. 39 minutes of the second half gone. And the score 1-1, and Leicester will be kicking themselves for the chances that they missed. The penalty struck well by Daly, but just squeezed inside the post.
And that's how it finished, 1-1. Finally today, mention of 2 testimonial games in London this week, and both for players whose teams are having a rough time. But again, I hope the true fans will remember the better days and come out and support 2 outstanding professionals. One of them is Les Barrett of Fulham. He's got the match Fulham against West Ham at Craven Cottage on Tuesday night. And there's a showbiz match that kicks off before it. Les Barrett, who scored this goal at Carlisle on Fulham's run into Wembley 2 seasons ago.
Laces header. Here's Busby again. Well, that'll fall for Viv Busby, and away he goes, pursued by blue shirts. And there are blue shirts ahead of him. Oh, and he's in trouble! Yes! Put there by Barrett! And Fulham are ahead!
And Les deserves a bumper night on Tuesday. And on the same night, it's Pat Jennings' big night. Wonderful Tottenham goalkeeper, great pro, great gent. I never heard him say a bad word about anybody. And he's got a match at White Hart Lane against Arsenal, with Jimmy Greaves and Cyril Knowles playing a game for Spurs. Pat deserves to have White Hart Lane filled to the last place. And we leave you today with a tribute to one of the greatest players ever to wear a Tottenham shirt.
Hit well and saved well. Daly coming in, Farley coming in and saved brilliantly. John Richards with the shot and the deflection, and Pat Jennings is in trouble. No, he's not. There's Hibbett with the shot, and there's Jennings again. Hit towards Bailey on the volley. Oh, and what a save again. But that's on the back cross there. Oh, and a beautiful one-handed save by Jennings. This looks better for Chelsea as Maybank tries to get in there with a header. It comes now for Charlie Cook. Chipped in delicately again. Oh, and what a save again by Pat Jennings from Hutchinson. And now King with everything ahead of him. Jennings coming out fast. Oh, and a good save by Jennings. Nice touch there by Latchford, and here's King again. Oh, and a good save from Pat Jennings. Not helped by the deflection on the way. Chipped in again. Oh, there's a chance for Hamilton. Another great save. Brilliant save by Jennings.